This is the best build guide ever made. Everything you see is before the additional buffs from the new patch. It's already the strongest build. I show you the ultimate build and exactly how to use it. 1 character, 2 builds, infinite scaling. If you missed it, you are now able to change your Ascendancy class just by doing one of the Ascendancy trials again. So we start with the Beira's Anguish Infernalist build to farm for our main build. That's the magnificent Blood Mage build that I created for you. The strongest build. It face tanks everything effortlessly. This immortal build dominates everything. To utilize this build, we need particular items. So we're playing with the Beira's Anguish Infernalist build. You can see the guide in my previous video. They've adjusted Beira's Anguish. It no longer causes Ignite. Instead, it creates a burning ground. They nerfed Blink too. It doesn't count as a dodge roll anymore. So cast on dodge won't work when blinking. We need to cast manually ball lightning each time after blink. Now to the Blood Mage build with infinite leech. Let me show you what support gems I currently use. With the new patch, we get much better support gems. So what you see isn't even close to the buffed version. The new support gems boost our damage significantly. That means we dramatically lower our investment requirements for the Blood Mage build. Right now, you can see that my crit chance is 100%. That's important for our build because we need to instantly heal ourselves with leech. That's why we use the unique gloves at Series Acuity.
The heart is the herald. It will tell me when it is best to strike. At Ciri, Queen of the Vault.
With this unique gloves, life leech from our critical hits are instantly. That means we can't die if we reach 100% critical chance, because every damage we deal also heals us. Since we heal ourselves anyway, we use blood magic too. So we have no mana cost. Because we always crit, we also use the unique item Choir of the Storm.
But the fool did not bow. The fool stood and questioned, and the fool was unwritten.
This unique amulet has 2 benefits. First, all our critical hits ignore the enemy's lightning resistance. Second, it casts lightning bolt when we crit. This has a cooldown but boosts our damage significantly. Now I show you what support gems I use for this amulet. Keep in mind this lightning bolt will get even better with the new support gems. Thanks to the new Blood Mage changes, we now have 4 extra Ascendancy points, since we only need the base life leech and base critical chance from the Ascendancy tree. That's why our build becomes way more versatile, making it much easier to mid-max. Because we always crit, we also use cast on crit. The name is a bit misleading, because technically you generate only energy. So a better name would be energy on crit. And only when you reach 100% energy does it cast the supported spells. That's what we call a trigger. It activates all linked spells and spends the mana, or in our case life, since we use the Blood Mage node in the talent tree. In our case, I use 2 instances of Arc as my main damage source, supported by Blindside, which grants extra critical strike chance if the enemy is blinded. We apply the blind with the blind support gem on our amulet's triggered lightning bolt spell. We use energy retention to trigger both arc instances much more often. And since we already apply shock with spark, we can use elemental focus purely to boost our damage even higher. However, with the new support gems, we might unlock even better options to use. To boost our damage even higher, I use talent tree jewels on a tabula rasa and on my talent tree with the most important stat. Meta skills gain increased energy. However, I won't use tabula rasa anymore, because with the new support gems and the other boosts, I focus on more defensive options. That's the energy we use for our cast on crit and our amulet trigger spell. As you can see, I also used increased amount of life leech to get even more life back from our damage. This build only works with 100% crit chance. It's one of those builds. If you miss one piece, nothing works. No room for error. Everything must click. That's why we play first Beira's Anguish Infernalist build to get our items. That's how the talent tree looks. You can find the full setup using the Path of Building link in the video description. That's just an option, not something you need to copy or require for this build. But I tested using the unique helmet Starkonya's head.
There was no hero made out of Starkonya's death, but merely a long sleep made eternal.
In its corrupted version, Starkonya's head grants up to 18% of damage goes to your companion. Combined with the talent tree node Thirsting Ally, which gives our companion our life leech too, we get an Immortal Companion that gives us an 18% damage reduction. With the Loyalty Support gem, this becomes 28% damage reduction. However, the build still works perfectly without the companion and this helmet. This is just an optional upgrade, so it's not required. You don't need Headhunter for this build. Everything runs on cheap to mid-tier trash gear. Headhunter is purely for extra movement speed, not required for the core mechanics. The support gems for our life remnants are Dissipate and Magnetism. Never miss a single video. Please subscribe to my channel now. I really appreciate your support. Subscribe.